Welcome to the Nerd Party.
Scully,
Yes?
marry me.
I love you and I like you.
I love you and I like you.
I love that woman. I love her more than sharks love blood.
I love you.
You don't.
Hello, this is Nerd Nuptial episode 35.
And I'm Tristan Riddell.
And I'm the girl.
And today actually, I just got to say, I am super excited because this is my favorite time of the year.
It really is. Yeah. You are all about Halloween and everything that it revolves around it.
It is, it's the one holiday that I'm able to really hold on to and kind of get that feeling like I did when I was a kid.
Really? Even more so than Christmas?
Yeah, I think that's the thing with Christmas. I love Christmas. I have a really fun time with Christmas and even Thanksgiving, but I think it's, I don't know, the feelings are very different. I have adult feelings about Christmas. I have adult feelings about Thanksgiving. But with Halloween, it's also it's so funny how it's mixed with horror but also childlike things. Like, I don't get excited about going out and trick-or-treating or anything like that. You know, I don't get all nostalgic for, you know, walking around in Midwestern rain while dressing up like Batman and having a jacket on over my cape and everything like that. But I don't know, it's just that it's that silly excuse to be fun and macabre, and nobody judges. Well, I mean, less people judge you for being silly and macabre.
That's true. It's one of those things where I feel like it's also a really good excuse to watch some of our favorite movies.
Yes.
That you don't always pull out throughout the year.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that like the so many, like, you go from September just to bam, October 1st, and you go, okay, we can now celebrate Halloween and not be judged. I feel like Halloween has become the entire month, but I don't actually care that much because, you know, like, people moan and groan, including me, about Christmas taking over all of winter. Mm-hmm. And it just seems to get earlier and earlier every year. But I feel like the world has come together and gone, okay, we can celebrate Halloween for 1 month, October 1st to October 31st, and that's it. Like, you take everything down on November 1st, and you're not allowed to put anything up until October 1st. I really appreciate the regiment of it. And I wish we could do that with Christmas, so that, okay, the tree doesn't go up until December 1st, and it comes down immediately January 1st.
Yeah, that doesn't always happen in our house, though.
That's mainly due to laziness.
That's true. That's very true.
But yeah, we're recording this on October 2nd, and it's we already have some Halloween decorations out.
Yeah, we were pretty lazy today, so
extremely lazy.
Some of them got out, but not all of them.
Yeah, we kind of debated what we were going to talk about because there's so many great things that you can talk about with Halloween. You can talk about great Halloween movies. You can talk about some of your great Halloween episodes from your favorite TV shows. That's probably going to be coming later this month. We just wanted to let you guys know that this month is going to be filled with Halloween stuff. So you're hopefully you won't get sick of it, but you'll hear a lot of shows do this. Friends of the show, Craig Sorrell and John Mills, they do a lot of, they call it Shocktober. And they do a lot of Halloween stuff on Words with Nerds. And speaking of which, before we get into our topic and just kind of general Halloween conversation, Craig Sorrell, who is a huge supporter of the show and has become a fierce friend of mine, wrote in on the show. And we get a lot of mail, but his was very thorough, very long.
Yeah.
But he had a lot of good things to say because it was in response to our Representation Matters episode where we were talking about female leadership and female empowerment in TV and film and specifically toys. Mm-hmm. And he had a lot of great things to say because he has children, a boy and a girl, and he said, like, we can't read you the whole email, but he had a lot of key points about how with the geeky characters that his daughter can look up to, they're all princesses. Mm-hmm. That, you know, like Leia was introduced as a princess, Xena, Sailor Moon, even Wonder Woman is a princess, and his boy has tons and tons of different types of leaders and strong characters to look up to that he doesn't have to search through all the nerdiness to find it.
He also mentioned that you know, all the female strong leaders often are kind of sexualized in like comic form, so it's kind of hard to like he'll like draw images of like or give images of like strong female women or characters on her like lunchbox,
on her lunchbox, like a paper bag.
But it's hard because there's so many that are just like, you know, you've got big boobs and a big butt or whatever, and you know, not necessarily like child friendly to draw or whatever. So it was very interesting. It was also interesting that a lot of times, you know, if you go into the kids section, it's not going to be necessarily like the female characters. It'll just be like an Iron Man pajamas, but only pink, and not anything that's special. Yeah. So it's interesting.
And with those characters with big boobs and big butt and everything like that, it's not so much that they have big boobs and they have big butts.
No.
It's just that they're like
sexualized.
The imagery is overly sexualized.
Right.
And that's the issue.
In positions that are not natural or like not physically possible and stuff like that.
And so he said that he has to use it for a reference because like he draws kind of like I do, where like I can do a good job if I can see something, if I can use it as a reference. And so he always has to tone it down, so it always looks a little different. And like you said, you know, like bringing up merchandise and everything like that, where he said like they have like Marvel itself has hundreds of female characters, a ridiculous amount of female characters, but they don't market any of them because they don't care. And he says that like even when they do market to little girls, he called it shrink it and pink it. So you make everything smaller and you make it pink. And he gave one specific example, which just blew my mind, is where they have a Guardians of the Galaxy t-shirt for boys, and Gamora, the only female lead in the movie, is not on it. But they made a female version of the t-shirt with the exact same imagery, but just pink. So they didn't even put Gamora on it for the female shirt.
They didn't even bother.
How insane is that?
That's crazy. That's so crazy. Yeah.
And he made another really interesting point that he has talked to me about before, where people can whine and complain all that they want about representation and about how, you know, like we should have comic books that feature minorities or people with disabilities or whatever, you know, like people who aren't in the current mainstream.
Right.
And he is all for that type of diversity, and also in toys and in cartoons and everything like that. But he challenged us, as well as the listeners, to put their money where their mouth is.
Yeah.
Where don't just complain about it. Don't just write a mean tweet about it.
Right.
Actually do something about it. And what he's doing is like he's going to unofficial sources. Like he can't go to marvel.com and buy this stuff.
Right.
So he goes to Etsy. He goes to all this other stuff. So we need to show Marvel and DC and whomever, you know, Mattel, whatever.
Put your money where your mouth is kind of situation. Don't just buy into whatever is available, but try to seek other avenues or contact the companies and say, hey, why don't we have this?
Yeah.
Kind of like you did as a little kid.
That's right. And so show them that they're losing money. Show them that there is a booming industry outside of their own with female merchandise.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Craig, for writing in. We really do appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And everyone should check out Words with Nerds.
We're actually looking for we were trying to debate like a mobile for our baby's crib, and we're like, well, we can't just have like a normal mobile. No. Is that right? Mobile? Is that how you say
mobile?
It?
Yeah. It's kind of
the
like
thing that is over their head in the crib.
Yeah, I don't know if other countries call it something different, but yeah, it's the spinny thing that you put above a crib.
Right. And I found like cute ones, but we're like, we really need to have like a nerdy one. So I was looking on Etsy just today, and there was like Star Wars ones and Batman ones and Star Trek ones, but I don't know. I feel like we need to have something like uniquely us.
I think the ones you sent me was really cool because you sent me some Wes Anderson one that actually had Bill Murray in it.
It was all Bill Murray's characters.
And I immediately was like,
Wes Anderson.
Oh my gosh, I need this. I need this in my life.
Your bed.
Yeah, yeah, I'll just put that on our ceiling above our bed. But yeah, just like the sheer fact, like think about how awesome that would be. Like we'd have family and friends come in and they'd be like, "Oh my God, she's so is that Bill Murray?"
I was like, who thought of that? Who was like, I need Bill Murray above my child in the crib?
Like it was a great idea, but the one that we found, it just wasn't quite our style.
No.
Like we love the
I think we're gonna
idea.
have to commission one. I think we're gonna have to like.
Oh, that sounds
on,
cheap. Yeah,
I know. Well, especially since the ones I are sending you were like super expensive.
like $90, $100.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I know.
I don't know. We know some crafty people.
That's true.
We might be able to find some people who could do it for us.
That's true.
But we'd have to figure out what we want. Do we
I
want?
know.
Do we want?
Struggling.
Do we want just Bill Murray, or do we want Bill
I'm pretty
Murray?
sure we don't, even though that'd be hilarious.
Maybe Bill and Ripley.
That's a weird combination.
Hey, we're gonna have a weird kid.
Yeah, that's pretty much a fact. But
Okay, so speaking of weird kids,
okay,
I was a weird kid.
I don't doubt that.
I was pretty macabre actually growing up. Where my mom actually would read me Edward Gorey tales. It was oh my gosh, what was it called?
It's like the alphabet according to Edward Gorey.
Yeah. It was the
And it's so like it's all these kids dying or each yeah.
I was blanking on the name and I feel bad because I'm blanking on the name right now. But it's it's a really small book and it's the alphabet according to Edward Gorey, and it's like each letter is an interesting way that this kid died, or it's like A is for Anna who swallowed too many tacks, like things like that, or like P is for Peter who choked on a peach, like stuff like. And I just thought that was so hysterical growing up, and my mom read it to me, and she loved Edward Gorey stuff. She drank from an Edward Gorey mug. Like my mom and dad drank from an Edward Gorey mug where my mom had a mug with a very posh woman dining, and the husband was dead underneath the table. And then my dad had one with a posh man dining, and the woman was dead underneath the table. It was from Murder Mystery, which was featured on PBS. This is how I was raised.
Yeah, my household is not very macabre at all. Not at all, actually.
So we loved Halloween. Yeah. So ever since, as long as I can remember, we had Halloween marathons growing up. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I was very sensitive as a kid to anything scary. And when I mean scary, I mean anything that was remotely like supposed to be even cutesy fun, like scary, I was terrified of. So like as a child, one of the first movies that my family showed me that was considered scary was not scary at all. So you're gonna laugh, but
I love that you just did air quotes and we're doing
I
radio.
know, shut up. It's like The Counterville Ghost with Natalie Wood.
Yes.
It's a black and white film. I can't remember.
So
who
not
else.
the one with Nev Campbell and Patrick Stewart.
No, not that one. It was. I think it was before then. I don't know.
You think so? You think the one with Natalie Wood was before the one with Nev Campbell?
Like when I watched it, it was before. Shut up.
Okay.
Anyway, so the idea is this coward. He retreats from war, and it's like a long time ago, like 100 years ago or whatever, and he hides in the castle, and because he's a coward, they brick him into a room. And then he haunts the castle for like all time. And eventually, he set him free and he can, be at rest. But the idea of him being bricked in and dying in there freaked me out so much as a child that I didn't like sleep for a whole year of my life. My poor parents. Like,
she's not exaggerating.
No, I had they went to the doctor kind of situation. They were like, what is wrong with this kid? She will not sleep. She will not sleep in her own bed. I just thinking about it now as a future parent, I'm like, oh my gosh, we have to be so careful.
You're terrified, aren't you?
I am, especially since I was like that. So that little thing, and who would have thought? It was just like a cute movie, black and white movie about a ghost, and the ghost was kind of friendly and silly, and yet that really freaked me out. That element freaked me out, and so I didn't sleep for a really long time, and I for some reason thought that that bricking in was in my room or something like that.
It was a big trial for your parents. Like,
Very much so.
Like, they still bring it up today.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't think they've ever forgiven me. Which I don't blame them.
Like, didn't they do this thing where,
I
like...
wasn't going to bring that up.
You weren't going to bring...
No, okay. So, like, I had like a little cot.
A cot, yeah.
Yeah, because they were like just kind of gave in eventually, and they were like, okay, well, here's some place that you don't like ruin your back for all eternity. So I had like a little cot that I would sleep in eventually. Like I would end up there, and they just knew I would eventually end up there. And so the doctor was like, okay, well, why don't you just move the cot like every night a little bit outside of your room? So like, you know, I ended up like I was next to them, and then I was at the foot of the bed. And then my parents' room there was a kitchen between my room and their room. And so when I was sleeping next to the fridge, I was like, okay, I think it's time to go back to my own bed.
I love that story. I never get tired of hearing that.
So like I was sleeping next to the fridge, and I'm like, I think that the alternative of whatever scary is in my room, it's probably better to like just go there. It's more comfortable.
And see, when people give me crap for like being careful for you with what you watch, like censoring what you watch, or saying like, oh, that might not be right for the girl, you know, or anything like that, they always give me crap. They're like, oh, you know, like
because I'm an adult.
Yeah, you're an adult, and
right.
like they say you're being overprotective, Tristan. I'm like, no, you don't understand. And then I tell them that story, and they're like, yeah, but she was a kid. And I was like, this was for a year, guys, a year. I am not taking that risk.
Yeah.
Although
yeah,
I already
bad.
sleep with you, so I guess
well, I guess so.
wouldn't really change anything. But yeah, no,
so they were very protective of what they showed me. Like, you know, even like when Nightmare Before Christmas came out, we were not going to see that because it looked just too freaky and scary.
Yeah, my mom took me to the movie theater. Exactly.
So that's the difference between our families. Whereas they were like, I don't know if that's, you know, because they had been screwed over. Like they tried, you know, their first one was like, oh, it's cute, it's black and white, it's, you know, very old. We saw these as kids, you know.
Yeah.
No, it didn't work at all.
I completely understand that. Like, I was judgy that, like, when you first started telling me, like, when I started going down the list of things, like, oh, have you seen this? Have you seen this? Have you seen this? You're like, no, it wasn't allowed. No, it wasn't allowed. No, it wasn't allowed. I was like, oh my gosh, your parents must be ridiculous.
Yeah, no.
And then I confronted them about it, not in a jerky way, but I confronted them about it, and they told me this story, and I was like, oh my gosh, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, no.
So your horror experience is extremely limited.
Yes.
Growing up.
Yes. I think even probably so now. I mean, I don't think I really got into, you know, Halloween genre movies until we were married, to be completely honest, or at least dating.
And even I'm not, as much as I love Halloween, I love the macabre, you know, I love reading scary stories, and I love, you know, like artwork done in this, you know, like gothic fashion and everything like that. I'm not one for horror films, or at least I like thrillers, and I like supernatural things. I love weird and freaky things. I cannot stand gore.
Yeah.
I cannot stand gore. I hate it. It's not entertaining to me.
Yeah, and it's so popular. I mean, it's such a moneymaker as well. I mean, like, look at all the movies that come out in October.
Right.
That, you know, they're obviously just for this month and to get that revenue because people want to be scared and everything like that. And
they're super cheap to make.
Oh, yeah.
They're super cheap to make, and it's a guaranteed date movie, and it's just pure profit for Hollywood. Like, there is no excuse not to make these movies.
Right, because people go see them, and they throw money at them, and they love them. That's just not our thing.
And also, apparently...
Which is funny if you think about it, because we love Halloween so much.
Yeah, I
feel like we're a contradiction in that way.
Well, I don't think we're a contradiction. I think we're perceived as a modern contradiction. But... horror didn't always mean gore. Like, it wasn't always that way.
It's
you know,
true.
I feel like horror and thriller got mixed together a lot, and now it's not so much, oh, let's go see the latest horror film, let's go see the latest torture porn, you know, like, or something like that.
Yeah, it seems to become that a little bit.
But then again, I mean, like,
that
kind of stuff has always been around, but I feel like the line has been blurred between these genres, and I'm no expert. Like, Man Hansen, you know, fellow co-host of the Senate Floor, he's the horror expert.
Yeah.
And he actually, when we first started becoming friends, like good friends, you know, like we've started like texting each other outside of Twitter and like really, you know, talking every other day and everything like that. It was Halloween season. I can't remember how many years ago this was, but it was Halloween season, and he's like, "Oh my God, Tristan, you've never seen The Thing?" I was like, "No, I've never seen The Thing."
Or Halloween.
Or Halloween, yeah, not Halloween or The Thing.
Yeah, which we were a little embarrassed about.
I am embarrassed because those are classics. There's plenty of horror classics that I have not seen because I don't like gore.
Right.
And that I get admonished for not seeing, and you get admonished for not seeing. And so I was like, okay, fine, Hanson, I will watch The Thing. It's a classic. You keep hearing about it. It's got Kurt Russell, so that's cool. And so I took his recommendation, and we started watching it, and we got like a half an hour in, and we're like, oh, good Lord, this is disgusting.
Yeah.
This is a disgusting movie.
I
And
just wanted to watch the episode of the X-Files.
Yeah,
that reminded
Ice.
me. Yeah, Ice.
Ice. There's
Yeah.
in the first season of the X-Files, there's an episode called Ice, which is basically almost the same plot line, except
Almost.
nowhere near as gory.
Right.
Well, the same premise, not
Right,
The plot
it's
is very
not-
different,
yeah.
you know. But anyway, they find things in the ice, and they're a drilling expedition and whatnot. But yeah, it was just way too gory for us, and I think because the prosthetics and the creature work was really good.
Oh, yeah.
Like it was really well made, and so we can't argue that. It just
No.
wasn't our cup of tea. And so I texted Matt immediately, and I just started giving him a hard time. I was like, "Why the hell would you think I would like this? Why would you do this to me?" And he got really offended, like, because he thought I was being serious.
You weren't close enough friends yet to understand that's how you joke.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's the thing. He said he got mad with me. He said he's like, dude, he's like, calm down. He's like, I was just giving you a recommendation. It's not my fault you didn't like, you know. And just I was like, hey, whoa, it's cool. But one of the recommendations we took was that we watched Halloween with Jamie Lee
Yeah.
Curtis.
And that's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
I would watch it again for sure.
Yeah, we'll watch it again this month.
Yeah, we'll watch it this month.
But I mean, we were laughing.
We were, especially with
throughout
him just like showing up.
That's the
like
thing,
Michael
with
Myers just
Mike-
like being there, like down the road. I think that was the thing. I mean, but it's scary. I mean, there were
Yeah.
moments I definitely jumped and I was
Yeah.
like very into it. And you're like, you know, her trying to get out of the house and stuff like that. I was like, oh my gosh. But the part that we were making fun of the most was just him like standing in the distance constantly.
broad daylight.
Broad daylight, like, just down the street.
Like kids are getting
Suburbia,
out of school.
yeah.
And he's just like standing. He's standing, staring at her through
Yeah.
a window, and nobody else is watching him. And then all of a sudden he's gone, and then he's standing on the sidewalk,
Yeah, next to the bushes.
and we're just laughing hysterically.
I know. Yeah.
So, and that's the thing is that like you got to realize so many things that are a product of their time.
Well, of course.
you know.
Of
but
course. And you have to, you know, admire it for what it was because
Right.
of, you know, how impactful it was at the time and everything
Mm-hmm.
like that. But yeah. See, we grew up when I did want to get scared. We watched a lot of Hitchcock
Oh.
in my house. We watched a lot of that.
We did not watch a lot of Hitchcock.
No?
No.
See, I could not get enough Hitchcock. So, like, I, like, you know, standards were like Rear Window and, you know, Vertigo, Psycho, of course. All of those were, we watched all the time. So, yeah.
So
I-
what drew you to Hitchcock? Why
Well, because
Hitchcock?
it didn't scare me so much. I mean, let's be honest, it's more thriller than anything. So, like, yeah, it's, you know.
Back then, when Psycho came out,
No, that was freaky at that time.
that was a big deal. That
yeah.
like people thought that was way too graphic for public consumption.
Absolutely.
Now
Absolutely.
it's considered the tamest thing that you could watch
Yeah, well, and at the time, I was really into, like, classic film and everything like that.
during your Blockbuster
During
red
my
apron phase.
Blockbuster. Yep, that's right. During those days. So that's when I really got into it. I was like, oh, I felt kind of like, oh, this is classic, you know.
You got your pretentious cap on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was never a big fan of Hitchcock. Like I appreciated him as a director and what he did for the
I think
for the
still
medium.
you're not huge as big a fan
Not
as I
really.
am of Hitchcock.
No, what was I
You, like we were talking a Rear Window.
yes.
You were talking about, and you were like,
You gave me your collection. It was before. No, wait.
Oh, I had those before we started dating.
No. I know that. I was it was when I was working as a graphic designer, and they didn't care if I watched movies while I worked
Oh.
because I was working in graphic design, so I'd have a movie on one screen and I was working on another, And oh man, I missed that.
That doesn't happen anymore.
No, that doesn't happen anymore. No, I missed that a great deal. Yeah, it's like side note. I want to say like, but what I would do is that we talked about this earlier in the show, like in another show about with Blockbuster when they did Blockbuster Online, and they also had Blockbuster in the store where you could take the discs into the store, trade them for new ones, and they'd ship you new ones. And so I would just bring in a stack of movies to work every day.
That's so funny.
And, just like watch as many as I could throughout the day because I had 8 hours to watch movies and do my graphic design.
Sure.
And I remember one time you handed me, you said, okay, I had a stack of movies. You're like, no, don't take that stack of movies. Take this stack of movies. And you handed me your Hitchcock collection. I was like, okay, fine. And I watched Psycho, and I was like, okay, wow, that was really boring. But cool, good to know, good to know, like, so many of these references and, like, to finally get this classic down. And then you're like, okay, watch Vertigo next. No, it wasn't
Rear
Vertigo.
Window.
It was Rear Window.
Yeah.
You're like, watch Rear Window next. And I love Jimmy Stewart. And I'm watching it. I'm like, when is something supposed to happen? All right, it's 30 minutes. When is something supposed to happen? Okay, it's an hour.
It takes its time.
When is something supposed to happen? I was bored to tears.
Oh
Hitchcock
my gosh,
just bores
so
me.
funny.
And I know I'm pissing off so many
I was
people
gonna say.
by saying that. But yeah, I just...
And I think you like North by Northwest probably more.
Oh, yeah.
Than in those. I don't really like that one.
I do. I like North by
Because
Northwest.
that one's just like a thriller.
It feels like a real movie.
Well, oh my gosh. At least the other ones have that horror element, if you want to say horror, but it's more of a thriller horror or whatever. But I don't think you still have ever watched Vertigo.
I haven't finished Vertigo, no.
No, that one takes its
Oh,
time.
good Lord.
That one takes its time.
One movie I did appreciate was Lifeboat. Did you ever see Lifeboat?
A long time ago. I don't remember it very well.
Oh, you're
though.
totally lying.
No,
You're
I'm
totally
not.
lying. You haven't seen it.
No, I'm not.
Oh, man. Whenever you want to hear somebody lie about whether or not
Really?
they've heard
Really?
something.
You're going to call me out?
Yeah, this is what they say. They say, like, well, I saw it a long time ago,
I'm gonna get
but
you.
I don't remember anything about it.
You
So how about
watch
you
it.
explain the entire plot to me?
Watch your back. You watch your back, Riddell.
Lifeboat is like there's an accident and there's all these different people in a lifeboat and it's just in a lifeboat. The entire movie's just in a lifeboat, and I just loved how it was shot because you'd think that it would be so utterly limiting, like how many shots could you actually do in a lifeboat? But Hitchcock entertains you and gives you variety for the entire length of the movie. And it's absolutely insane. It's a brilliant study.
I think there's another one where they're in like a hotel room the entire time too.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that makes me think there was a movie called Tape, which I think it was by Linklater. I think it was by Richard Linklater. It has Ethan Hawke, Uma Thurman, and that guy from Dead Poet Society and House. Guy who shot himself in Dead Poet Society.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember his name.
Oh,
I don't
crap.
remember.
I'm sure people are screaming at their radios right now or in their iPods or iPhones or
radios, yeah.
radios. They're playing it through their Bluetooth.
Okay, all right. I'm just
And,
trying to look for a place to tease you.
because I teased you about Lifeboat.
Yeah.
Because you clearly haven't seen Lifeboat. Oh, excuse me. You saw it a long time ago.
I probably would have because I actually liked Hitchcock. So I don't necessarily remember, but... You know
Anyway,
what?
moving on.
I
don't even know what I was talking about. What was I talking about? Tape. I was talking about Tape. Yeah, that was all shot in one hotel room. And it was in real time.
That's cool.
And it was all shot with a digital camera, like a camcorder. Not like Blair Witch style, but it was like treated like a movie, but just with a digital cam. Kind of like when Michael Mann was experimenting with digital cinematography, you remember? I think it was Linklater. I'm going to feel really bad if it wasn't Linklater. But yeah, it's a really interesting movie that people should check out. But he keeps it interesting and keeps you engaged. And it just goes to show you that it's not just movie making is not 1-2 shot, back and forth. There's an artistry to it, and that's why I respect Hitchcock because it's an art to it.
Absolutely.
But it's just not my thing.
Okay. All right. I think another director that I usually got into is he kind of fell off the map now, or at least doesn't do anything great anymore. But M. Night Shyamalan, I feel like while we were growing up, that was a big deal.
Yes.
Seeing his movies. was a really big deal.
Those were big Halloween movies.
Yeah,
for
they
us.
were.
Like that. See, that's the thing. That's our level.
Yeah, that
of
is the
Halloween
level
stuff.
that we like.
Like Signs and The Village.
Yes.
Sixth Sense.
Yes.
That is our level.
It
of
is. And even The Sixth Sense kind of freaks me out a little bit.
Oh, as it should.
Yeah,
it's a
it freaks
freaky
me out,
thing.
yeah.
Like with the kid who has the head blown off on the back.
Yeah, that's freaky. And
like,
even her, like...
the girl vomiting, like
yeah,
in the tent.
that's creepy as
Yeah.
hell. I don't like that. I don't even like thinking about it right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like that, I know I said that this is my third time saying it, but that is our level. That
Yeah,
is,
it is.
that is what we see as a Halloween movie, not like some girl getting her arms ripped off in the woods. You know, like that's not our
Yeah.
level of. Wow, I just said something randomly. I'm sorry. I was trying to think of something graphic, and that's the first thing that came to my brain. I guess that's just I don't know. What
I don't know what that says
me.
about you.
I'm sorry. There was a bunny who found a rainbow, and that's the level of horror that we could reach. How's that?
A little bit better.
That was a little
I'm
bit
just
better.
thinking about what's going to happen to that bunny.
Like, is the bunny evil itself, or is something going to happen to said bunny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, yeah, psychological, I think, is much more entertaining for us than the horror, like the gore factor, for sure. But as a kid, going to see those with a family was a really big deal. I think we saw Sixth Sense like several times in theaters because it was just like, ooh, we can handle this and we enjoy it. And I think it also had like a message in some ways.
I'm sure your parents loved the message at the end of Signs.
Oh, yeah. They loved that.
Like when he goes back to the church, he
oh, yeah.
rediscovers his faith.
Redemption.
Oh,
and,
yeah. No.
Yeah.
Good themes. I know M. Night Shyamalan is a joke now.
He is.
He's
which
made
is
him
sad.
It is sad because he's
He
a talented
did-
filmmaker.
He peaked so early. I think that's part of it too. Is
Yeah.
that, and now, yeah, it is a joke.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, you're right. He peaked early. I mean, his first movie was Sixth Sense. Come on.
Yeah,
Sixth Sense has entered our zeitgeist.
it has.
And it's forever in our culture. And like people still say today, I see dead people, you know?
Right,
And,
right.
and they will for generations to come. And it's the equivalent of the
It is. Yeah.
and it's sad because I mean, we liked his sophomore effort and his junior efforts, but not everybody did. So some people would say like Sixth Sense is the only good movie he made, which I completely disagree with. Because I love Signs, I love The Village, so do you, and we've talked about The Village a lot. On this, but I want to watch it right now. Like I want to hop in Signs right now because I love
Yeah,
I love
great.
Mel Gibson movies and I love Joaquin Phoenix movies, and putting them together as brothers is just fun.
Well, I mean, we didn't want to talk about our favorite movies because we're gonna kind of save that for another podcast. But I feel like we're talking kind of about our levels of what we enjoy during this season and everything like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Growing up, you know, like my parents were pretty free with the action. Like they were pretty forgiving with the action and violence. Like sci-fi violence and things like that, and like police and military violence and everything like that. I could handle that, but when it came to gore, they were very protective, and so I wasn't really raised on horror films that much. Like I didn't. They didn't really see the point, but they liked thriller movies. You know, like in the vein of Hitchcock.
Right.
Not Hitchcock exactly, although my dad loved North by Northwest. That's why I like it. But they weren't like Psycho fans or The Birds fans or anything like that. But there was one called Wait Until Dark.
Oh yeah, with Audrey Hepburn.
Where she plays a blind woman.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And no one would qualify that as a horror movie.
No, but it's a thriller.
But it's a thriller. It's a great movie to watch during Halloween.
Yeah.
And turn off all the lights.
Oh yeah.
It has a young Alan Alda.
Yeah, it's good.
And he like that final jump at the end, that final jump scare.
Yes.
I remember watching that as an adult, again,
yeah.
and still going, just like screaming out of nowhere because
true.
it's so. I love it when filmmakers can give you a tableau, you know, like they give you a wide shot, and then they don't cut away, they don't change angles, they don't push in, they don't do a steady cam. It's just boom. They put the camera on the sticks, lock it down. The character comes in, goes about their business, and the entire time the villain was there.
We can probably see them.
But you never did see
right,
them.
Exactly. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
hid them so well with
Right.
like making your eyes go towards the action that when they come out, the scare is even bigger.
Yeah, you feel like you've been tricked. Yeah.
And that kind of artistry, I feel like, is going to the wayside.
Oh yeah, we don't get that as much anymore, for sure. I feel like you always know when someone's gonna die. I feel like you always know when the person's gonna pop out, and I feel like that suspense factor is not really there as much anymore. It's more about like, well, how much can you take of seeing this gore happen?
How
to
many
you?
intestines falling on the
Right.
ground can you handle?
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more of that.
I feel like I was talking about this with Lee Hutchison, who is also a host of Filibuster on the network at thenerdparty.com. He was talking about how there might be a shift in the right direction. Like there might be a shift going forward where movies are coming out that'll scare your pants off but aren't focused on gore. They might have gore elements, might be, violent in some elements, but it's not torture porn. It's not
Right.
It's not like, let's see how extreme we can get. It's just using it as certain elements. And so he kind of thinks that we're moving in the right direction. Well, I shouldn't say right direction. I should say the direction that you and I would deem the right direction. And he actually just sent me a link to, I can't remember the exact name of the movie. Just an hour ago, he texted me and said that we should check out The Girl and the Witch. The
Okay.
Girl and the Goat. I can't remember what it was called. Something.
It sounds very different.
I know. The Girl and something.
Okay.
I'm sure the listeners know what I'm talking about.
It's screaming at you right now.
Yeah.
The Girl and the Goat.
The Girl and the Goat.
If that's the title, I'm going to laugh.
Well, that sounds like an interesting pub. Like, let's go down to The Girl and the Goat. Actually, wait, I think that is a pub. I do.
Well, I wish we could go there right now.
I think no, I do. I think it's a bar downtown Chicago, The Girl and the Goat. Why are you laughing at me?
I don't believe you.
Okay, I'm gonna Google it afterwards, and you're gonna feel silly.
Okay.
So I don't think it's The Girl and the Goat, is what Lee was talking about. But
Okay.
anyway, you were talking about earlier about you like the psychological, you like the thriller, you like the anticipation, the suspense, and everything like that. One thing that you don't like, which is separate from gore, is possession.
Yeah, I can't do that. I can't do it. And I think it might be because of our background.
Our Christian background.
Our Christian background, which, comes with Christian guilt and all that sometimes. but I think because, my family was like, yeah, you don't mess with that. You don't play with a Ouija board. You don't.
And we still don't.
Yeah, and you don't watch things that can get in your head like that. I feel like that's part of it. And so now even when I like see stuff like that, I'm just kind of like, it just creeps me out too much.
My sister's the same way.
Really?
Yeah, she's the exact same way. She doesn't like horror, she doesn't like gore, but she likes thrillers and she likes, psychological stuff. But I remember I went to go see Gothica with her. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah.
It's a horrible
was
Halle
Halle
Berry
Berry.
movie. Yes. Halle Berry and Robert Downey Jr. before he kind of had his renaissance. And there was a scene where I saw this in the theater with her. Did I say that? But we were sitting almost in the front row, and I was sitting next to her. And there's a scene where Halle Berry is in the bathroom, and she's looking in the mirror, and then all of a sudden her head is moving unnaturally.
Twitchy, yeah.
Yeah, we all know
Right,
what that
we
looks
all
like.
yeah, exactly.
So it's all twitchy and unnatural. Her skin color starts to change. It starts to crack. And then like beams of light come out, and she just starts screaming and like tearing at herself. And then all of a sudden it goes back, and she's like, oh, I'm okay. When we walked out of the theater, my sister was just dead silent. And we started talking about the movie and like parts we liked and was it good? Was it okay? And like, and everything like that. And she's like, I didn't like the mirror scene.
Aww.
That's the first thing that she said.
Aww.
And I always think about that moment when I see something. We started Penny Dreadful.
Yeah. I think we talked about it.
Did we?
I think we did, yeah. Just the other day.
Well, just on the show?
Yeah, I think we did.
Oh, well, just a refresher.
Yeah.
For those of you who'd maybe not heard that show, we started Penny Dreadful because it's a Showtime show, and we don't have Showtime. I'm not gonna pay for Showtime, and then they ended the show only after 3 seasons, but the executive producer, the showrunner, released a statement saying that, like, yeah, I wanted it to be a 3-part structure, a beginning, middle, and end, so that's all that you're going to get. But nobody knew that that's all that they were going to get.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, he's like, I had a planned story, and that really intrigued me. And so we started it, and I was like, oh, this is kind of gory, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
Yeah, it was like, we could handle this.
But then we got to a scene where Ava Green,
She did a really good job.
she did a fantastic job. She's an amazing actress. And they were at a dinner
Seance
table,
type,
and they
yeah.
had this seance type thing. And you and I were taught we do not partake
That's
in
right.
seance Ouija board nonsense.
Yeah. Fortune tellers. stuff
Fortune
like that.
tellers, psychics, nothing
Yeah.
like that. Whether it's real or not, you don't mess with it.
Yeah, that was our background. That's how we were raised.
That's how we were raised, and
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. But in this scene, she gets possessed,
Mm-hmm.
and she starts saying obscene things and crazy things.
Yeah.
And she
goes in and out of characters and moves in a contorts and stuff like that.
And that the beauty of it is that I don't think they did any editing. I think it was just her. It was just body acting.
I know. Yeah.
And she was so convincing that when I looked to the left, you had the covers over your eyes.
Yeah,
You weren't watching.
I did. I was like 5 years old.
And so I was like, okay, that was okay. And so we just turned it off.
Mm-hmm.
And the scene went on
Way too long.
long.
Well, it's probably because it was impressive. Like,
I'm sure the editor was just like, holy crap, Ava Green's amazing.
yeah, exactly. But I was like, it made me feel uncomfortable. Yeah. You know what movie in high school that I was like, I have to watch because it was such a big deal at the time was The Ring.
I've never seen The Ring.
You've never seen The Ring?
I've never seen The Ring.
Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. Because that was such a big deal in high school. When we were in high school, that was like the movie, and you had to see that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of those things where that has some like weird elements to it too. Now looking back on it, it probably is not as scary as I think it was, but there's like moments where like whoever watches the tape or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
they become all like contorted and stuff like that and die. And there's like another, when you see the tape, it's like all this like weird, like random imagery, kind of like student film-esque stuff going on. I think about the Family Guy sketch where it's the guy like the clown flipping pancakes.
Yes.
It
Black
was-
and white.
Yeah, it was totally that type of imagery
A
going
woman
on.
in the corner smoking a cigarette
Yes.
for no reason.
Yes. But yeah, that was like a big deal to watch that movie, and I white knuckled it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch this movie, but I watched it like through a blanket. I really did.
I think John Mills, host of Aggressive Negotiations on the network, as well as Words with Nerds, I think he brought up The Ring the other day.
Really?
I think he said it freaked him out, like as an adult.
Really?
Yeah, like he
Interesting.
I think he said, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm confusing the movies, but he said he's like, yeah, I'm not going back to The Ring. I'm not watching that again.
So interesting. That's interesting.
So it's funny what gets certain
yeah.
people. And
Yeah. No, it freaked me out I haven't revisited, but that's because,
Didn't The Grudge
I did
came out at
that.
the same time?
Yeah, I never saw that one.
I never saw that one. I feel like Saw kicked off this new era of modern
Yeah.
horror films.
Or at least it became more popular. Like that's what the norm became. I
Yeah.
guess you're right.
Like
Yeah.
just like throwing people in the most horrible situations and seeing what vulgarity can happen and what kind of body horror. That's a term that I want nothing to do with, is body horror.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Ugh.
No, thank you.
No.
My mother always said, she's like, everything that you put into your brain does not come out.
It's true. It's so true.
Absolutely true.
Yeah.
There's many things in life that I've even just accidentally seen. And right when it happens, I go, great.
Never gonna get that out.
That's now with me for the rest of my life.
Yeah. It's so true. It's so true. Even if you were just like looking at movies,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, it may have gone away, but now you see that movie and you're like, oh, now it's back.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, whomever.
Yeah. It's true.
And so I was a good child when it came to that. Like when we would go over to to other kids' houses, and they're like, oh, like let's put in this horror film, or like let's put in that, or I was just like, no thanks, guys. Not for me. And they're like, oh, don't be a loser, don't be a fuddy-duddy. They didn't say fuddy-duddy. because I was born in the 50s. But I would say no, and they're like, well, we're gonna watch it anyway. I was like, all right, fine. I just put on my rollerblades and went home. And
Yeah, I don't think you were the norm in that way, because I feel like I got pressured into watching stuff that I didn't really want to see.
oh, you could not pressure me into it. Dude, it's just like
Just too strong.
well, no, I don't know. Like I was just call me a goody two shoes, call me whatever. But like if you told me, like if you use the phrase like, oh, everybody's gonna watch it or everybody's doing it, I know it's cliche, but it's cliche for a reason. I'd be like, screw you, I'm going home. I'm gonna watch Star Trek with my parents. That's what I'm gonna do. So that was me.
Yeah, that's not normal.
That was my childhood. Yeah, and so I tried to be careful with what I put in my head, and horror was never one that I just latched onto. But I love stuff like Night Before Christmas and Signs and
Yeah.
Wait Until Dark, and I love that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited when we talk about our favorite.
I am too. So like we have no idea what we're going to talk about like for the next 3 shows for October, but like one we'll be talking about our favorite movies. I mean, you got a little bit of that.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit of that tonight. I think I mentioned our favorite sitcom Halloween episodes. I think that would be fun to talk about, and like whatever else tickles our fancy. I think one thing that and if you guys have any suggestions, please write in.
Yeah.
Like if you have anything that you want us to talk about when it comes to Halloween or October or anything like that, whether it's thrillers or horror or whatever, you can email us at contact@thenerdparty.com, or you can go straight to the website and just fill out a form by going to thenerdparty.com/contact. That goes automatically to us, and we'll read it, and if it's a good show suggestion, we'll use it or we'll put it in the bank.
Yeah.
And also, please go to facebook.com/thenerdparty. From there, you can find out nerd news and like all of our postings, and you can interact with us. Like a lot of the hosts are on that Facebook page, and please give us a like. And you should also go to lootcrate.com/nerdparty. Enter in the code nerdparty at checkout. They have a Halloween theme this month.
Pretty cool.
I know, it's pretty cool. They got stuff like Nightmare on Elm Street, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Halloween, all original stuff. Like none of the remakes, all original stuff. You get in this box. You get T-shirts, Pop Funkos, collectibles, sometimes exclusive stuff, and it's mailed right to your door. You get $40 worth of merchandise for less than $20. And if you go to lootcrate.com/nerdparty and enter in the code nerdparty at checkout, that's very important. You'll save even more money off of that. So now is the time to do it if you want this cool horror-themed box. It's really worth it. And you should also check out our partners at nerdsandbeyond.com. Great nerd news, and it's quick and to the point, and it's always up to date. You guys should check them out, and also check them out on Twitter. And you should also check us out on Twitter at Join Nerd Party. That's the best way to get a hold of us is either on Facebook or Twitter or email. Oh, well, I'm looking forward to this October. This is Nerd Nuptial's first Halloween.
That's right. I'm excited too. I can't wait to watch our favorite movies.
Me too. You know what? Let's go make the stack right now.
All right. Sounds
All
good.
right. Well, I love you.
I know.